So today I'm going to teach you all about how to use your corrector palette. You can get these in all different brands, and often people are really confused about what to do with the different colours or where they should put them and things like that. So today I'm going to show you how I use mine. This is the one from Graftobian. As you can see, there's sort of an orange, a light yellow, a green, a pink, and then this one down the end is a highlighter. And on the back it actually tells you what the different colours neutralise. I'll put a photo up of that for you so you can see, and that's actually really useful. So if you're not really sure, this would be a great product for you to buy, because it tells you where everything, well, the colours that everything in this palette neutralise. So the whole idea of a corrector palette is to use different colours like these and layer them over colours in your face. And when you use these different colours, they then neutralise the colours in your face. It's pretty hard to explain, but I'll use an example. It's a lot easier to understand. For example, which is what I always do usually, we have the orange in the end here, and the opposite colour to orange on the colour wheel is blue. And so if you place orange over blue, it actually neutralises the blue. And this is a lot easier to actually see in action than to just hypothetically think about. And it's the case for all the colours. So if you think about, for instance, purple, the opposite colour on the colour wheel is yellow. So this yellow colour here will neutralise purple tones in your face. This can often be veins, or a lot of people are quite purple under their eyes just here. And that's the same, for instance, green, which is just there. That is great for neutralising redness. So if you have quite severe acne or really red cheeks and things like that, you can layer green over the top, and that will then neutralise that redness. The light pink colour that we've got here counteracts grey or brown, and these sorts of tones are quite prominent for people with darker skin tones. They can have quite a lot of greyness under their eyes, and that can be really great for counteracting that greyness. And then at the end here we just have a highlighter. I often see people using yellow as a highlight colour under their eyes, and it can be used as a highlight colour, but it actually doesn't counteract blue tones under your eyes. So don't be confused if you see people doing that a lot. Sometimes people will follow a trend that they see happening but don't know why, and so today I'm going to explain to you and show you how to use these different colours so that you're not doing things that you don't know a reason as to why you're doing it. So I think the best place for you to start is to look at your own face, and without any makeup on, like I have no makeup on, or except for my eyebrows, and work out or look at the different colours in your face if there's particular colours that you'd like to cover. So for me, I have quite a lot of blueness under my eyes. I'm not sure that you can see it in this light, but if I do that, you really can see it. It's quite blue in here especially. Some people will have more purple. I do have a bit of redness around my chin from either past acne or current acne, and other than that there's nothing too crazy that I can't conceal with foundation. But some people will have you know, different darkness across their cheeks, or really pink cheeks, or acne that they want to cover. So using this palette, I can then go in with my opposite colours and press them over, and you have to be really careful. A little bit of product goes quite a long way. I'm going to do half my face so we can look at and see the difference. So I'm going to start with the orange, which is mainly what I use, and you can either use a finger or you can use a brush, it's up to you. I like to use a bit of both depending on what I'm doing. I'm just going to go in, I think probably with a brush, and I'm just going to take, I have nothing on the brush so far, but I'm just going to take it in here and across any areas that look a little bit blue. Now, don't take it anywhere where there isn't the blueness, because then that area of skin will look orange. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of product, just a tiny bit, and just press it in there where I'm looking a bit blue. Just a tiny bit. And I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm already starting to look less blue. I actually usually bring it all the way in there, because I do get blue all the way in, which is really annoying. But The thing about this is that everybody is different, like everyone's darkness and colours are different in their face. So it's best to know why we're doing something so you can actually apply it to your own face rather than doing what you see someone else do. So bring it right up to the lash line there. And I often will get a little bit of purple sort of just under my lash line. So if you want to, you can take a little bit of yellow under the lash line. Like that. Now, I've used the tiniest bit of product, but just from colour correction, that's the difference. It's not crazy, like the difference isn't crazy, but for just a tiny amount of product, it makes a difference. If I then just go in with concealer on this side, I'll be using more product to try and cover any darkness, any blue on this side. Whereas because I've already colour corrected, I'll then be able to use less product on the rest of my face. I'm going to take a little bit of the green just on any red spots on my face. My red spots aren't excessive and they probably could be covered with foundation, but I'm just going to do it just to show you guys. So with the green, now you have to be very careful because on any skin that isn't red, the green will show up as green because it's not neutralizing any redness. So I just take a little bit on my finger, just like that, and I'm going to press it onto anywhere where there's a bit of redness. Now we are going to put a bit of foundation over the top, so don't be concerned if you think, oh, but it looks green. Like that. And then onto these sort of red marks I have across my cheeks. And right onto that spot just there. So then if you wanted to, you could also take a little bit, because I do have a bit of redness around my nose here, could take a little bit of the green and on my little brush and the tiniest bit, and I can just blend that around my nose and that will cancel out any redness. I'm using so tiny amount that I'm just adding a little bit more when I realise how it's going. So I just added in a little bit there. I do have a bit of redness here across my chin, so I can just blend a bit of green, like the tiniest bit. And I will take some across my cheek just for the sake of it. And that is the difference. So as you can see, this side is corrected and then this side is not corrected. And I have redness and dark eyes and all those things. And I've used the tiniest amount of product, but it's the colour correction that does the work for me. So I can then go in with my foundation over the top if I wanted to. But I've actually done a really good job of concealing all of my little problem areas. So it depends on the look that you're going for. If you're going for a really flawless base, then of course you want to put your foundation over the top. But I will put my foundation over the top just to show you how having the colour correction underneath your foundation does a lot of the work for your foundation. So then in the end you use less product, which is what we want really. We want to look like we have amazing skin without heaps of makeup on. So along with the blue tones under my eyes, I also have a little bit of darkness. And this can be covered with foundation, but you also can use your light colour from your palette. Because there's a difference between blue and darkness, and although you might think they're the same thing, it's not quite the same. And you'll notice this if you use your orange corrector and then it still appears a little bit dark, you can then go in with a little bit of a light highlight colour if you like that one. Or you can use the yellow over the top, because in theory, now that you've put the orange down, the blue's been cancelled out. So now we have a neutral colour there. It's just that it's a little bit darker than the rest of the face. You might not think so from this view, but if I move my face around you can see it a little bit. It's a little bit dark. So I mix a little bit of the white highlight and the yellow. And I'm using the yellow just because it's quite lightening. It's not that I've got purple. So mix them together and then bring it right under the eye there. And I'm only using the tiniest amount of product. And that just lightens the area. Like that. Now that makes a huge difference. For me, anyway. If I move around, you'll be able to see. So now that I've done my colour correction, I can use half the foundation that I really otherwise would use, because I've done a lot of concealing of these areas, and then now I'm just going to use a light foundation to sort of even my skin tone, because really I can't go in and cover every little tiny dot on my face. It's a little bit more red than other areas, so foundation will work perfectly for this. Today I'm just going to use my MAC Face and Body. This is in C4, colour C4, and I'm just going to use a little flat foundation brush just to apply that. Now this foundation is very light, so perfect for use with colour correction, because really I've done most of the work for the foundation. Now if you have more problem areas, I would suggest using something with a bit more coverage in those problem areas, and then sort of blending it out to where you don't need the coverage. But really, choose the foundation that you like most. Now that is just foundation on this side, and I haven't put any on this side yet, but from that you can see, if I look down so you can see my blueness, the blue is still there and there's no blueness on this side. So for me, if I wasn't using my colour correctors, I would look at this and go, how the hell am I going to cover that up, really? So I could keep, you know, applying more foundation, or come in with my other concealers, which I will do just to compare it. So I'm bringing a bit of foundation over the top of my concealers on this side, just pressing it, because we don't want to drag away any of the colours that we put down. So now I have colour correction on this side of my face and a little bit of foundation, and this side I just have foundation. I'm now going to bring a bit of concealer. Today I'm using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20. So this is a little bit light for my skin tone when I'm brown. We'll see how it goes today. I bought it that way so that it was a highlighter, but I'm just taking it on my little fluffy brush, which I cleaned off on my hand, and I'm going to take that underneath my eye area. So as you can see, I've got my concealer on this side. I don't have the concealer on this side, so it's not as light, because this is a lightening concealer which I have put on. I'll now bring a little bit of that same concealer under this side, just so we can compare. I'm just doing lots of brush strokes so that it's really blended. As you can see. So we've done the same thing, except on this side I have colour correction, on this side I do not. And you can see what a difference it makes. If I look down for you, you can really still see there's that darkness there. And although I have put concealer on, you can only do so much. Whereas the colour corrected side is really a lot better than the other side. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I just wanted to show you how to colour correct and the difference that it makes, because really I didn't have to then put that concealer on. I could have left it and just gone with the rest of my face, and I've then used hardly any product. But for me, with this sort of still darkness, I would then want to add a bit more concealer, just so that from different directions I don't have that darkness there anymore, and then I look like I've got so much more product in my face. So people with skin problems or any discoloration in their faces, it really is worth getting one of these palettes and giving colour correction a go, because it can really make such a difference to your makeup. So thanks for watching today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!